Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And joining me in this conversation this afternoon is a lecturer, Information Management Technology Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. I'm talking about Dr. Emmanuel Weke.
Thank you, Makulita. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right, the first story for today is from Abia State. Organised Labour in Abia State has rejected the state's implementation of a 70,000 naira minimum wage, demanding a consequential adjustment for all salary levels. After a meeting with the state government, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC chairman Ogbonnaya Okoro stated that while the 70,000 wage is mandated for level 1, step 1, adjustment should be made for all levels to grade 17. Okoro criticized the government's announcement of the wage without consulting the labor template and dismissed rumors of only a 40,000 naira increase. Discussions on the face salary structures are ongoing. All right. I just asked you behind the camera, and then you talked about level 4, grade 1, and all that. That is just what we have here. Having known that, Rivers State and Lagos State is actually the highest, as they've increased theirs to 85,000, and then other states is from 70,000 to 80,000. I think Akwa Ibom said it's 80,000. And then we still have about 12 states that are yet to implement their minimum wage. What do you think about the fact that the normal implementation of new minimum wage was 70,000, and of course some states are actually standing on this 70,000, except some states that the governor has decided to increase it. And the Abia State are saying that, Abia State workers, that they are not comfortable with that. That they should adjust it. That 70,000 naira is not 1,000 naira is not okay, and they are saying that the governor implemented that without looking at the labor template.
No, I think what they are talking about, what Abia people are talking about, is what is called the consequential adjustment. When you declare minimum wage, or when a new minimum wage comes into force, the consequential adjustment will mean that it will have to have effect on all the grades.
Okay.
And that is an accounting approach, to ensuring that everybody who is a worker benefits from that. Before now I had basic salaries that was rated from at 18,000, and then in some fortunate states 30K minimum wage. Those who implemented it.
Okay.
Okay, so that will have to be reworked. So here in Rivers State, we are fortunate to have a chartered accountant as a governor. So he has already set up, I hear he has set up a committee.
Exactly.
And then manned by a senior member of his cabinet, to take care of those adjustments. And that shouldn't be. The governor himself should understand, the Abia State governor should know that this is how these things work. Otherwise, if he doesn't know so much about civil service and these ratings, he can work with his head of service. Although they said talks are ongoing, so we hope that they resolve it as quickly as possible.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think could possibly be keeping the other 12 local governments from implementing state governments rather from implementing the 70,000?
Some of them will have to check. I salute their courage. It's not enough to come and say that they will pay 70,000 and then at the end they will not pay. We've had it in the past where some governors came to say that they will pay 30,000 naira minimum. They never paid.
Until today they have not paid.
Didn't pay. So I'm sure they're taking their time to see the ability to pay. It's not. It's better you don't say it than say it and you're not able to do it. So we hope that they are able to. They are studying their books. They are studying how much they have and how much that can trickle down to the workforce within the state.
And then looking at the people that have implemented a higher minimum wage, do you see a consistency in it?
Yes. Like I said, the Rivers State governor, for example, is a professional, and he shouldn't make such a statement without looking at the books, knowing how much he has earned in the past 1 year. Okay. Consistently, he took the average, right? And then how much more he has to pay and how much he's expecting. Do you understand? Based on what he currently earns. Then the case of Lagos State has the highest internally generated revenue in Nigeria. And they've always been on the high. They've always been on the top list.
Okay.
So they wouldn't go anything less. So we hope that these two governors who have set the pace will continue to keep to it.
And then if I may ask, because it's more like it's looking like a competition now, you know, who can actually pay higher and who is paying lower. Do you actually see this as something of a competition or something, or, I mean, no, is it what it is?
I don't think it's anything to do with competition. It's a case of affordability. You know, governors at their level should not look at it as competition. Because I'm thinking that before President arrived at that 70,000, he must have had interaction with the governors.
But you know that we know that majority of them did not agree to this initially.
Those who did not agree should. It's minimum wage. They have to do what they have to do to pay the people. Because as it is now, even the minimum is not minimum enough. It's not. He can't go anywhere. So the only thing he has to do is either he cuts his own SSs, the governor, and pay the people the money, right? So if he had proposed to employ 1,000 new staff, he can now shrink it to 200, right? So that he will be able to pay them. There are a whole lot to do. You see this other one official having 35 aides, essay on carrying back, essay on different types of essays that don't do anything, right? So you can reduce all those
essays on carrying bags.
Different types of essays now, essays, special advisors. You've not heard?
On carrying bags.
I don't know.
Okay. Like, yeah, I understand.
I'm only trying to. It's a pawn, you know.
Okay, I understand. I
know. So it's not as if they cannot bring it down, reduce their own essays. That's what I mean.
Okay.
They have different types of essays for different things that you can't explain, so they can reduce it. Are you with me? What essay does, a commissioner can also do it. But those things are also good when the money is there. You're able to empower the people. For example, if you employ somebody as an essay and give him that money, he will it will trickle down to his own dependents, right?
Okay.
So this is a good. But if the money is not there, you don't go ahead and do them.
Now, Dr. Weke, let's look at this. You know, we so far the state governors have actually implemented this without going through audits, forensic audits, and you know that there are a lot of ghost workers in states. So what happened at this point?
I don't think such things still exist, because
so?
In Rivers State, I don't know, it's possible.
Okay.
In Rivers State, they have this management information system portal. Okay. Where every staff, every staff is identified by an ID.
Okay.
And then the date of retirement clocks on the system, and you on your own know the day you are retiring. Right? So those days when there were so much of manual processes, the IT system, information and communication technology has come to cancel out all that. But there could also be human-introduced error, intentional error. Okay. That is what you are calling, what do you call it? Ghost workers, fraud-oriented fashions, where people will intentionally have to go and fix names that are not there. Okay. And then before you know it, the what you now see will be people that are paid salaries that do not earn it. Okay. So, but in this case, in this era of information and communication highway, only those who are identified by the system are in there. So in Rivers State, I think the last administration brought that into force, and this President Abia is also carrying on with that.
Okay.
So we hope that they will continue. But there is one thing we have always urged them: they should plan for retirees with this management information system. It's not you plan for your staff within and outside the work. At the exit point, what are you doing? We have some staff have retired for 5-6 years. They don't get their retirement. So within, if you are going to retire in a 2-month time, there should be a notification. You start your documentation processes, and at the date you are supposed to retire, that date, if it's 25th, you get it that day, your salary, your what do you call it, gratuity, your retirement benefits is paid. You see that there will be a reduction in falsification of age, and people will become happier doing their work.
Okay.
You know, what we used to know those days, my grandfather would tell me that why he likes the civil service work is that there's this money they will pay you upon retirement. That money, if you are not able to do this, that you cannot use it. But nowadays, people cannot use it
for anything because you have to wait
some even
for so long
die.
in the process of waiting.
Yeah, some have, but it's not good. We hear a whole lot of things that people do. When you pay people their retirement benefit, that is project, that is capital investment, because those who have not built houses will dip hand and begin to build. You know, those who have lost their wives will go and remarry, or lost their husbands will go and take another brand new husband and all that. So the money is very important. You allow the people to grow. You know, physical infrastructure, and those whose children were not in school or in trades, they will have money to put them into it.